And I'd like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to Dr. Priya Johnson, my roommate, PG mate, and friends forever. She is my close friend, and when she asked me to give a speech, I can never deny. And I'm really happy to see all those Yambawa women over here. You know, I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to your president, Dr. Kanchana, your treasurer, Dr. Brinda. I know her, she's one of my friends, and of course she's not here today. But anyways, I'd like to thank her, and I would also like to thank Dr. Amalur. Your CDH convener, right? Okay, all right. So already two eminent speakers, Dr. Ishona, and my favorite, my friend of mine, my junior, Dr. Milind Tanya, has been bursted out. They gave such a very nice, fantastic speech, and I think I'm gonna give you a little more, food to your brain. And I'm actually, I do speak much, so I don't want to take much of your time today. I'm gonna give you a very precise, presentation. And the topic which was given to me by Dr. Priya was recent advancement in endodontics. So I'm gonna give you a crisp presentation, giving more of clinical, indications about the various recent advances in endodontics. So these are my topics. And endodontics, as a whole, it is an art of precision in attention which makes even every millimeter count. So even minor irregularities or discrepancies in your preparation may end in ultimate failure of the endodontic restoration. But recently, this branch of dentistry, endodontics, have seen a paradigm shift in all the, even in the materials which are used, in the techniques, in the equipment, as well as in the field of visualization. Today, I'm going to discuss, not in detail, but I'll give you a crisp presentation regarding the advancement in the materials, equipment, and the, instruments. So we all know that we usually in our clinics, we go for a routine periapical radiograph, right? So even if we record an image in a film or in a, sensor, you know that this periapical radiograph has quite a lot of disadvantages. So recently, the advent of CT, MRI, and CBCT has caused a paradigm shift in the imaging techniques. Next. Yeah, change. So, the major advantages of using CBCT. It is a three-dimensional image. We can have images in the sagittal, axial, as well as in the coaxial view. So in endodontics, CBCT plays a major role in detecting even hairline fractures, in treating periapical lesions, as well as in demonstrating the curvature of a root. So if at all you are getting to a patient with a tortuous or curved root, you can go for a CBCT image. So previously there was don't PG, so CBCT centers weren't available. So my thesis was on CBCT analysis of, obturation. So I had to travel all over to Kochi for the analysis. So at the time, the CBCT centers were available only in Chennai and Kochi. But now we have CBCT centers everywhere. In every clinic's doorstep, we have centers. So we can kindly use of this, facility in, assessing the root canal abnormalities, or in case when you end up with a large periapical lesion, you can go for a CBCT analysis. And another major boom in endodontics is the advent of operating microscope. So apart from Priya and Dr. Suganya, is anyone practicing endodontics here? Anyone practicing endodontics here? Any specialist here? It is IDA? Nobody? Nobody are doing RCT in your clinics? Everyone? Okay. So I think this presentation will be useful for you too. So this dental operating microscope is said to be a boon in endodontics. So this microscope is not a mere instrument, but it is an innovative transformation in the field of endodontics. So normally, how do we do RCT? We used to have dental loops for doing RCT, and we know that this dental loops has quite a lot of disadvantages. That is, the magnification is limited, and when you want to keep the focus, it causes unusual, tension to that of the eye muscles. So when you go on to the dental operating microscope, it has quite a lot of advantages. The major thing is illumination. The other thing is magnification. So we can get, 6x, 8x, 10x or up to 20x of magnification. The other thing is like you can, just your position. That is, you can sit comfortably straight, and even you can ask your patient to sit comfortably, and you can do the treatment for quite a lot of time without any tension to your back. Normally, we endodontists, after doing all these procedures, may end up in having cervical spondylitis or backache. Even I suffered from cervical spondylitis 2 years before, and I was under treatment and so on. So if you ask me whether you need a dental operating microscope in your clinics or not, I would generally advise you to have it, because this dental operating microscope will help you to work comfortably in your clinic. Even your patient will be more comfortable. You can sit upright and you can ask the patient to have rest on the chair. You can just support their neck with a pillow if you are doing surgery on the posterior area. Or like, you should not ask the patient to turn her head, because it may cause the torsion of the neck muscles. Instead, if you are doing a surgery or a root canal treatment in the posterior segment, you can ask the patient to lie on the side. You can support the neck by using a neck pillow, and you can sit like that, straight, upright for hours. So the basic anatomy of a dental operating microscope, I think you have to know this. It has the basic supporting structure. So that structure, you can just bind it on a ceiling or on a wall, or you can have a stand for it one. So if your dental operating space is spacious, you can have a stand for it. If otherwise, you can bind it to the wall or to the ceiling. So the other important, structure of this dental operating microscope is the body of the microscope, where you have the eyepiece over there. So this is the eyepiece through which you can, see the tooth, or you can view the operation which you are going to carry. And you have the magnification changes. You have fine screws for fine focus, as well as you have the objective lens. So what you have to do is, you have to sit upright in the chair. So your back should be like upright, straight, in a very comfortable position. Your legs and thighs parallel to that of the floor. And you have to make the patient to lie on the chair. You can see that in that image, right? The patient is in a lying down position. You can support the patient's neck with the help of a pillow. So if at all you're into your episectomy or a periapical surgery that may take a little bit of your and patient's time, you can ask the patient to lie on the sides. So superior ergonomics, and you will be very much comfortable while working. Do anyone working under dental operating microscope here? Okay. So I think you can think of getting a microscope, so that will be very useful for you. Generally, we suffer from backache, right? Most of us, after 30s, backache illathavanga yarume paaka mudiyadhu. Illaya? So this one, it helps you really, really, Priya. We have to get into that. So dental operating microscope, absolutely. Even recent study says that this dental operating microscope, working under a dental operating microscope will reduce the stress and tension and anxiety. Even the patient is very relaxed. You can sit upright, sit relaxed, and you can do the procedures. And other major advancement in irrigation is that we know normally we use sodium hypochlorite or chlorhexidine or saline for irrigation. So the recent advancement in irrigation solutions like oxygenated water, radon solution, Emtad and tetracycline are being introduced. So these solutions have superior antibacterial actions. And other advancement in irrigation protocol is the introduction of endoactivator, endovac, and LAD, that is light activated disinfection. So in LAD, what they use is you use lasers for disinfection. So this light activated disinfection helps to reduce tremendously the bacterial count. So you can get a nice, sterile environment in the root canal system, which may further enhance into the treatment outcome. And the other major advent in endodontics is the introduction of newer file system. You know that, like when you go for a conference or when you go for a dental trade, you'll be visiting the trade more recently, right? So you'll be fascinated to see different types of files, and different names. You'll be fascinated to see that, right? So when you see a file, what should you look for? நீங்க எதை பார்த்து ஃபைல் வாங்குவீங்க? இப்ப போறீங்க ஒரு ஃபைலை பார்க்குறீங்க, எதை பார்த்து வாங்குவீங்க? எதை பார்க்கணும் நார்மலி? 99 files வாங்கும்போது. What should you look for? So first thing that you ought to look for is the taper of the file. You should know what the taper is. And the second most important thing what you look for is the cutting efficiency of the file. And the third more important thing you are supposed to look for is the fracture resistance of the file. So fracture of a file into the root canal is a nightmare. Right? It's a nightmare. So these are the three important factors which you want to check when you are going to purchase a file system. So we know that basically the 90 files, they have these three advantages, that is superly elastic. They have shape memory features and they are very much biocompatible. And these 90 files, they exist in three different phases. That is, the parent phase is called as the astudite phase, the intermediate phase is the R phase, and when you introduce a file into the canal, what happens is, when it is under stress, it converts into the Martensite phase. So what happens is, the elasticity of the file increases. So what happens is, there is so much of fracture resistance in case of 90 files because of this phase transformation. Okay. So that's the difference between this, stainless steel files and going in for the 90 files. So while you are going to purchase a file system, I told you you have to look for the taper first. So what about files with small taper? What do? The files with small taper, they help to clean the apical 1/3 of the root canal system nicely and neatly. And when you are going for higher diameter files, what it does is, it has a very high cutting efficiency of the dentin. So you have to select the file system accordingly, whether you're gonna use the file for apical cleaning or for cleaning and shaping or cutting of the dentin. That is how you are supposed to find a file. You are supposed to select a file. இல்ல என் ஃப்ரெண்டு சொன்னாங்க, பக்கத்து வீட்டுக்காரங்க சொன்னாங்க, இந்த ஃபைல் சிஸ்டம் சூப்பரா இருக்கு, போகணும், அதை வாங்க, அப்படி போகக்கூடாது. Okay, you have to think about these three factors. And other thing is the fracture resistance of the file. Why do a file fracture? This is all basic sciences which we need to know. Yeah, what is a file? So a file will normally fracture due to two major factors. So the first one is the cyclic fatigue, that is flexural fracture. When do flexural fracture occurs? That is when you introduce a file into a canal. So there is repeated tension and compression of the file, and finally the file fractures. The canal, whether it is a K file or a 90 file, in Panona you have to take it out and look at the file whether the fluids are tensed or dewormed. You have to examine the file nicely and then you have to introduce it into the canal. So when you have a file which is worn out, you're not supposed to adapte dustbin la throw panna vendiyada. Adha thirupi eduthu namu use pannakoodadu. So you have to, the manufacturers will be telling you, see, you can use this file for 5 canals or 8 canals, நம்ம வந்து 16 canals யூஸ் பண்ணக்கூடாது. So அப்படி யூஸ் பண்ணும்போது file fracture ஆயிடும். So you are supposed to examine even a small A file when you are introducing into your canal, you have to examine it whether the file is flexed. அது எப்படி இருக்கு, எத்தனை நாளான ஃபைல். நார்மலி நான் வந்து இந்த ஹேண்டில் பார்த்தோன்னா கண்டுபிடிச்சிருவேன். இப்படி நம்ம இன்ட்ரோ பாக்ஸ்ல ஹேண்டில் பார்த்தா I know. See, our assistants they won't throw. We'll ask them, see, throw this file away. Should be sterilizing and keeping it and arranging it in the box again. So ஹேண்டில் பார்க்கும்போது படபடன்னு இருந்த புதிய ஃபைல், tarnish ஆகி கரோடா இருந்தா பழைய ஃபைல். So you are not supposed to take that file. It's not supposed to use. So like the other thing is the torsional failure. So when does the torsional failure occurs? First time, previously I was talking about the flexural failure. Okay. So second failure is the torsional failure. எப்ப நடக்கும், எப்ப ஒரு file fracture ஆகும்? When you introduce into the canal, the tip of the file binds to that of the tendon. The shaft rotates. Maybe it may be of a canal where you didn't, enter the kernel portion of the root canal properly. So at the time when you introduce it beyond resistance, file fracture either. So this is one of the most important tips you have to carry in your mind, that whenever you introduce a file into a canal, you're not supposed to put it like beyond resistance. If you feel a resistance, you take it out. Never introduce a file beyond resistance, it will fracture. Upon newer advancement in 90 files now, it had to, compromise all these things. It should resist flexural fracture as well as torsional fracture. So previously, we were using quite a lot of file systems. Normally, என்ன file system use பண்றீங்க for endo? ProTaper. என்ன file system? அமலா டாக்டர். நீங்க பண்ண மாட்டீங்கல்ல? Okay, fine. So here, being a clinic, they will bring the files. Okay, fine. So then what file you are using? Okay. Normally ProTaper, yara kattala ProTaper, right? So ProTaper, like new generation of files have been introduced. The ProTaper Gold and ProTaper Next, you'll be using them, right? So the main disadvantage of using a ProTaper file is that it doesn't have any fracture resistance. நான் ஏற்கனவே என்ன சொன்னேன், ஃபைலை பார்க்கணும், ஹேண்டில் படபடன்னு இருந்தா ஃப்ராக்சர் ஆகாது. ஒரு பழைய ஃபைல்ஸ்னா you just throw away. But ProTaperல sometimes புதிய ஃபைல் first time introduce பண்ணும்போது பறக்குன்னு உடைஞ்சிரும். It happens. இல்ல, that is because this file system doesn't have that much of fracture resistance. So newer file system, which is the ProTaper Gold and ProTaper Next. So the main difference between ProTaper Universal and this file system is that this file system is more flexible, and the cutting efficiency of this file is also far more superior compared to that of a ProTaper Universal, because the cross section of ProTaper Universal is triangular, whereas in ProTaper Next it is rectangular. So that is the main difference. So there is sequence of files. I will explain panna. It will take more time. Okay. So I have introduced the new file system, the ProTaper Next as well as the ProTaper Gold. Both are good. For ProTaper Gold, you can just complete the complete clean and shaping using one file. One file is enough for complete cleaning and shaping. The F1 does a great job. ProTaper Next, you can see the picture. You have the sequence of files: X1, X2, X3, X4, and X5. You have to introduce it in the same sequence so that you can get a nice cleaning and shaping of your root canals. Next slide. And this one, coating high flex. High flex. So then I have also used this file system. The main difference between ProTaper and this file system is that these files are made with control memory technology. That is, these files are far more flexible than that of ProTaper file systems. And the other thing is, you can pre-bend the files. If our curve canal, we used to pre-curve the files and introduce it. The same thing you can do with this file system. You can pre-bend the files and introduce into the canal, and you can have a nice cleaning and shaping. This file won't cut that much efficiently. That is according to my perception. This file don't cut that much. So you can use this file system in case you come across a curved route or a tortuous route, you can go for this file system. Straight routes now you can go for ProTaper next file system. So accordingly you have to select the system of files. Alright? Am I okay with it? You're like, do you feel bored? Not right? Okay. So the other retreatment cases, that's a major nightmare. ஒரு ஃபைல் உடனே ஒரு பேஷண்ட் வந்து என்ன பண்ணுவோம் எக்ஸ்ட்ராக்ஷன் இல்ல do you refer to your specialist, do you do that? Yeah. So retreatment எங்களுக்குமே nightmare தான், உங்களுக்கு மட்டும் இல்ல. So it's a great nightmare. So retreatmentல use this one, that is the HyFlex retreatment files. They are far more superior, they work ரொம்ப நல்லா இருக்கும் retreatmentல. This is from Colti. Actually, previously to remove the Gatapaka, we used to go for, organic solvents like xylene. But the xylene has lots of cytotoxic effect. It is very much hazardous to the periapical tissues. So by going in for retreatment files, that is the Coltine retreatment file, a single file is enough to engage the old Gatapaka. So when you introduce it, the Gatapaka will come out within a single shot. It's really working. This file works. Okay. So after removing the Gatapaka, what you're supposed to do is you have to do the normal cleaning and shaping with your, nitrate files of your choice, and then complete the obturation. That's it. And then this file system, SAF file system. This file system has been recently introduced, and personally I have used this file, and I found that it is of no use because it's very expensive. Me and Priya, when we are doing PG, we attend hands-on workshop. So this file, it is very expensive. You don't easily get this one. It is based on a US company also. This file, whenever you introduce into 2 canals, the shaft will just tear off and come. We were playing with that file at that time. We were like breaking files and we were finding the fracture resistance of the file. Priya, do you remember that? So this file has a hollow metal lattice, and it comes along with an irrigation system. You are supposed to use it along with an irrigant, and it is made up of high grade, nitrite. So this file, if you are interested, if you want to experiment with the file system, you can go for this file, purchase and experiment. And another most important thing I want to tell you is, if like somebody said, don't follow a file system. If you want to experiment, you buy a file system, you work on it, and if you find that you are okay with that, it is comfortable for you, just have that file system. Otherwise, don't. If you're comfortable with the file system, whatever, maybe another brand you're comfortable with, now you carry on with that. Okay, so that's the point here. So another boon in endodontics is the introduction of sealants. So sealants, normally, the function of the sealant is to seal the gap between the Gatapaka and the root canal wall. So previously we were using zinc oxide sealants, the epoxy resin sealants, AH+ எல்லாரும் யூஸ் பண்ணிருப்பீங்கல்ல, AH+ and so on. And recent boon is what? The introduction of bioceramic sealers. So these sealers, they have, abundant bactericidal properties because the pH of the sealants is about 12. It has alkaline pH, so it has abundant antibacterial properties. And this sealant is said to have osteogenic property as well. So when you encounter a root with, next slide. So when you encounter a root with a periapical lesion or with apical periodontitis, you can go for the sealer. So this is a BioC sealer. This is from Angelus. So this sealer is also a bioceramic sealer, and this sealer has abundant antibacterial properties, and the particle size of the sealer is less than 2 micrometer. So what happens when the particle size is less? The sealer nicely, profusely, the viscosity is more and it just flows into your canal. So it is said that the sealer used to flow into the dentinal tubules as well. So you will have a nice hermetic seal, you get a nice 3-dimensional obturation. So that is it about bioceramic sealer. And the other sealer is the BC sealer. So this sealer is of utmost important and it has been introduced recently from Endosequence USA. And this sealer, the particle size of this sealer is about nanometer size. So the particle size of this sealer is far more reduced, and so this sealer is more viscous and it flows into the root canal system even in the curved and tortuous walls. So the main important difference between a bioceramic sealer and the other sealers, that is maybe a resin sealer or a zinc oxide regional based sealer, is that this bioceramic sealer works by a process called hydraulic condensation. That is, this bioceramic sealer particle will chemically bind with that of the dead. Okay, so alright. This bioceramic sealer, they will form a chemical bond and they'll bind with that of the dentin. So on the other side, what do we have? We have the Gattapaka. So this bioceramic sealer, if it binds with the Gattapaka, you get a monoblock effect. This is called a monoblock effect. That is, there is no spaces at all. So your root canal is complete filled. So you can have a proper obturation by using a bioceramic sealer. So for that, what they have done is they have introduced newer Gattapaka points, which are called BC points. So these points are still coated with that of bioceramic material, so that when you coat the root canal walls with a bioceramic sealer, it binds both with that of the dentin as well as with that of the Gattapaka. So you can use bioceramic Gattapaka coated points to get a perfect three-dimensional obturation. The other thing is patient and chant pannanom. That is important. See, normal singers they usually pay sealers na nama evlo vaanguvom 4000 So BC sealers na charge panna vendiyadha illa. So what I do in my clinical practice is for young permanent too. So I go in for bioceramic sealers after discussing about the charges and things. So that is it. Like we can't generally we have a tariff. Root canal treatment at 4,000, 5,000, and you get 3,000. So other tariff we can go in for microendodotics and biochemical sealers and BC coated Gattapaka points. So we can change the tariff accordingly. When the people are affordable, we can go for high modality of treatments, which will definitely be root cause for the success of your clinical practice. So in this, BioC sealers, you have additional type of sealer as well, which is bioceramic high flow. So the main difference between the normal bioceramic sealer and the high flow, the BC sealer and the high flow, is that this high flow has increased viscosity than that of the normal BC sealer. And even the obturation techniques have been changed over a period of time. Normally we do the cold condensation, and now it is the thermoplasticized, the heat-treated obturation techniques, right? So what it does is when we go in for a high flow BC sealer, when you use the heat on the Gattapaka, the sealer also, it increases the viscosity of the sealer. So it flows more. So you can just use a sealer in case of, root canals which are very curved or tortuous. When you have a curvy root, you can go in for high flow because it flows well. It is said